Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. I thought that this time, for this video, I would do something a little different. Or maybe not all that different, maybe. I thought maybe I would show you all, or show off my my Epic miniatures for Epic Armageddon. Or, I don't really play Epic Armageddon anymore. Instead, I play this game here. Warhammer 40,000 Apocalypse. So we're in my basement, so it might be a little echoey. And of course, it's like everyone else's basement, it's dark, so the video quality may not be the best. So apart from the sound and the video quality suffering, I thought maybe I would show you a game that me and my partner are playing at the moment. And it is a huge game of Warhammer 40,000 Apocalypse, but with using the Horus Heresy narrative. So what we have in front of us here is my collection of Blood Angels, Imperial Fists, Emperor's Children, and Sons of Horus fighting over the planet of Caladius IV. This is a fictional battle, obviously. Everything's fictional. But all these miniatures you see in front of me, these are all 8mm figures that I have 3D printed for myself to fight this battle. And this has taken me all summer and part of the fall to complete. And this has been a project that I've been working on for several years. One of my favorite games of all time is Epic Space Marine, Epic 40,000, Epic Armageddon. Essentially anything set in the 40k universe, but using miniatures, small 6mm miniatures. A few years ago, Games Workshop re-released the Adeptus Titanicus game, and that had me over the moon. I couldn't wait. I've collected dozens of Titans. You'll see some of them here. There's one of my Warlords, there's Reavers, there's some Warhounds somewhere here, there's some Knights, I'll show you them closer. I collected them, and I played Adeptus Titanicus several times, and I love the game. I think the game's fantastic for what it does, but something was always missing, and that something was tanks and infantry. And when I read the Horus Heresy novels, and I've read almost all of them, I wanted a game that played like those novels on a mass scale with hundreds and thousands of legionaries fighting over cityscapes or inside ship interiors, titans walking, like behemoths all around them and being crushed. And I wanted to play that narrative out on my tabletop. So, I looked around for various figures, for various companies. Games Workshop wasn't going to make any. And I checked other companies, but although I dabbled in all those other companies and all those other figure lines, nothing met my criteria, or nothing stuck with me until my wife bought me a 3D printer for my birthday, and I decided to make my own. So I Googled and searched the net, and I scrounged the net for STL files, and I found basically proxies good enough for most of the things I wanted. And I busily sat around printing them off and painting them. And this is the effort, at the end of the day, this is the effort on the table. Now, I still have 2 legions more to do. I want to do the Word Bearers and the Iron Hands, and maybe also the Ultramarines. But this is basically, I would say this is probably over 1,000 figures on the table right now, probably close to 1,400 figures on the table. And we're having our first mass battle. And we are using the Warhammer 40,000 Apocalypse rules because we find that it is a superior game system for this type of scale. We still get to use Titans, we still get to use Land Raiders, Leviathan Dreadnoughts, Tactical Marines. We get to use all of these figures all in one game system, and it's surprisingly very fluid and very rapid. Now this game is, I don't know how many points this is. We tried to add them up, but we got to above 20,000 points a side, and we decided that was enough. It's about 3,000 power level, I think, on each side. There are Primarchs in this fight. There are Titans. You can see my custom-made Emperor Titan right here in the background. for the Legio Mortis. I've got Warhounds, I've got Warlords, I've got Reavers, I've got Knights, Spartans, Mastodons, Glaives, you name it. So I thought maybe for the next couple of minutes I would take you around the table. Now, my wife's gone to work and I'm at home for today, so I thought I would do this kind of on the quick and on the down low. I would show you where we've gotten to in our game, which isn't very far. We haven't even gotten through the first turn, but we only had about an hour last night to play, and setup takes forever, and the rules and figuring out the stats for things took us a little while. So here we are. This is where we left it. I'll just show you around the table. So excuse me while I bump the camera here and move it around a bit, and I'll try and get in and get some detailed shots. But this is my Blood Angels for the Loyalist side. Here we have 4 Land Raiders. They have twin las cannon and twin heavy bolter. This is my my Leviathan Dreadnought. It's got a storm cannon and siege claw or storm claw or something. We have our unit of land speeders. We have a unit of Terminators and Tartarus armor. We have 2 Legion Cerberus. One here, one there. We have a Legion Falchion right there. We have a 20-man tactical company here, so 100 Blood Angel Space Marines. We have 5 Rhinos carrying 50 Assault Marines. We have a group of 3 Legion Glaives right there. Spartans. Jetpack Assault Marines. We have some Predators, so we've got 1 squadron there, 1 squadron here. We have a squadron of Sakaran battle tanks. These up here, you can't really tell, but maybe I can get up here a little closer. These are the specialist units. Are you going to zoom in for me? Angels Tears for the Blood Angels. And we got a second unit of jump infantry here for the Blood Angels. So that's the Blood Angels half. We'll move on to the Imperial Fists half. So we have a Reaver here. We got another Reaver up there. Got a Warlord kind of tucked in behind this building, looking at the Emperor's Children out there. In this ruined building, we have Breachers for the Imperial Fists with an attached squad of las cannons. We got 2 Legion Cerberuses for the Imperial Fists. We got a Talon of Leviathan Dreadnoughts trudging their way up. We got some Vindicator Destroyers, I think they're called. Predator, some Spartans, some Mastodons, Land Raiders. We got our gun teams and our Sakaran battle tank company. Now back here we have our reinforcements. These aren't on the board yet. These are coming in later in the game. We have our Custodes reinforcements. Up here we have the main objective, this cathedral. It's got the objective token right there, and it's guarded by some Custodes. Now they don't play any part in this particular game. The traitor player has to try and destroy these Custodes stands, and once he's destroyed them, he's taken the cathedral. But here we have a tactical company of Imperial Fists racing forward to aid the Custodes. We got our Knights right here. Right down here we have another Warlord advancing forward. Now he's taken some damage from these, I'm not sure what they're called, Typhons? Here we have the Imperial Fist Terminators, all in Cataphracti armor. Are you going to zoom in for me here? Let me see if I can get them to zoom in. No, my phone does not like zooming, so sorry for the shaky camera here. Yep. No? Oh, well, anyway. Waste enough time there. So there's a squad of 20, so 100 Cataphracti Terminator squads, or 100 Terminators. This is my custom printed off Dorn. Pretty neat figure. He's advancing up with them. What else can I show you? Let's go around here. I'll pause while I go on the other side. So here we have the Emperor's Children. They've got 2 Fellblades, a Sakaran Squadron, Contemptors. They got 2 Macedons bringing up the Terminators. They got a foot-slogging 20-man unit of Tactical Marines. They got their, my wife has her Land Raiders already in cover, firing out at the Blood Angels as they come in. She's got her picket line of Land Raiders, or Land Speeders, sorry. She's got her Warhounds, her Bike Squadrons, Spartans. She's got her Emperor Titan coming in, and he's a beast. What a mammoth he is. Look at the size of him compared to a Tactical Marine. You know, pretty good. She's got her Fire Raptors, but they're in reserve right now. We're going to move on to her Sons of Horus. So she's got more Emperor's Children bike squads there, more Leviathan Dreadnoughts, some, what are these, Land Raiders? And she's got her Land Raiders here. She's got her Sakarans coming up, starting to put down some fire. She's got her Tacticals for Sons of Horus, some more Fellblades, her Night House. She's got her Terminators inside these Mastodons. She's got her Warbringer facing down that Warlord right there. She's got her reinforcements that have yet to come on. So she's got her Drop Pod Reaver Assault group, 20-man squad. And then her Justinian Terminators, which has also Horus somewhere. She must have him upstairs. But this is the game. And as you can see, this is a 6x4 table. You know, when almost every inch of it is full of figures. You know, a little bit of a blank spot here, but that'll be filled in a second or two when the troops come in. Now, this is a custom figure here, and I'll try and give you a closer look on him. This figure I made over the summer. Oops, I dropped my phone. Sorry about that. There we go. Oops. Bad cameramanship. So anyway, here's him. You know, all 3D printed. I put some Adeptus Titanicus buildings and the weapon systems up there. But he is truly a devastating piece on the table. And we mainly have him in the game just because when else are you ever going to use him? There's no rules in Adeptus Titanicus so far for Emperor Class Titan. We figured we'd make some custom rules just to have some fun. Needless to say, when he fires his guns, a lot of things die. But anyway, I just wanted to show everybody what we've been up to, or what I've been up to most mainly, in the last little while. And this is it. This is using the 40,000 Apocalypse, but we call it Epicpocalypse. And if it's interested to you and you want to know more, just let me know. But we're going to do a battle report using this game. We're going to have the Blood Angels, Imperial Fists, so Sanguinius is on board, Dorn's on board, Fulgrim's on board, and Horus is on board. Maybe I'll actually find Fulgrim here so you can take a look at him. Another custom figure that we printed off, we 3D printed. Are we going to be able to see him? You going to zoom for me? You know, I really got no idea how to do this properly here. You can tell I'm a rookie at this. Let me pause. Hold on a second. Here we go. This is Fulgrim. You know, the base isn't the best base, but I mean it'll do. So he goes in with his group here. He was right there. I think she had him right there in that Mastodon. And you know, that's walked into my light post. There's that. So here we go. This is just one more quick look. We'll look at the Leviathan here. Now that I got the zoom to work. You know, here's our falchion. Pretty good. Some Terminators. You gonna zoom in on me? You gonna ruin this for me? No, there's our Terminators. What else? We've got our command squads. Breachers. We take a look at our custodes. take a look at them here as well. You know, our Telemon Dreadnought right there. Bikers. Where's Dorn? Dorn is over here. Now that I got the zoom to work, here's Rogel Dorn. Oh, maybe it's not going to work. Come on, you can do it. Pretty cool figure. He goes right there. But anyway, this is our game. Again, taking a look at him. Look at the size of him next to a Tactical Marine. And that's what I wanted. That was my whole reason for doing this, is that, you know, I had to 3D print my own stuff because Games Workshop surely just wouldn't make them stuff for me. And I understand, it's a very niche thing. But this is the kind of world that my brain lives in. This kind of world where there's thousands of figures on the table and it's all Warhammer. It's shares two of my loves, my main loves. One, the Horus Heresy narrative, and two, small scale battles on a mass grand scale. Now, I mean, I don't know how equal the points are here. We didn't do it very well. I decided that I would take 4 Titans, 2 Warlords and 2 Reavers. She took 2 Warhounds, a Warbringer, and an Emperor class Titan. But I think I have more armor on the table. I think I have more actual tanks on the table. So we don't know. We're just going to have a laugh, have some fun. Here's the objectives. There's an objective there. One in that building. One in that building. There's one over there. And of course this building. And we're just going to fight it out and see what it's like. Anyway, if you want to know more or you want to see this battle report, I don't think I can film it as we go. The turns take too long. They take about 1 day basically per turn, but I mean, after 3 or 4 turns, there's only half the stuff on the table, so it goes a lot faster. But maybe what I'll do is I'll do it in a series of videos, like 1 video per turn, where I'm just going to show you what the plan is. Like, for instance, these guys here are going to move up and fire on those guys, and then go back at the end of the turn and show you what happened. If you're interested in that, let me know. You know, give me a comment what you think. Is this your dream too, like it is mine? It was a lot of work, but I'm extremely happy with the result. And although the bases don't match the table, I mean, the Sons of Horus are on brown. And that's because we ran out of the gray, the cheap gray from the dollar store paint, and we haven't inked or shaded any of the bases yet. We'll get to that eventually over the winter. We'll do that. The gray looks a little bland, but we were just excited to get them on the table. Now, what rules are we using? You know, we're obviously using the Warhammer 40,000 rules. And we don't think there's much of a difference between a Terminator squad in 30k versus 40k, so we just use the cards, the Terminator squad. So we just assume, this Terminator squad over here, it has the same stat line essentially. For all we care. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. Land speeders. We're using the 40k land speeder for the regular land speeders. The attack bike squad we're using as the Emperor's Children bikes. I know it's not perfect, but it is. What's the big deal? Thunderfire cannon for these guys. Predators. I mean, I could go on and on. Land Raider, Assault Squad. I know there is some subtle differences between the 30k models and the 40 units and the 40k units, but for us, it's not a big deal. And all the rules, like I have the cards, but all these rules, apart from the main rule book itself, but all the data sheets for these units are all free online from the Games Workshop website. You just print them off and we use them. I'll just give you a quick look at some of those. So for instance, let's just go over here. So these Typhons, we just use this Relic Typhon Siege Heavy Tank. 20 power level. There's the stats. The war gear options. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not hard. The Sakaran battle tank is also a tank that has official data sheets. And I know they're relics, but both sides have fairly equal units anyway, so it's not like one side has an unfair advantage, apart from maybe that guy. His rules, there is no official rules for. We had to we had to basically use warlord rules and then bump them up in severity. I mean, take a look at a small blast marker. You know, a small blast marker will cover X amount of guys. He uses an apocalyptic blast marker for his. He uses the big gigantic one. And it's pretty easy. You know, it's pretty easy to go. A pretty fun game. It's pretty easy to play. I mean, if you haven't tried Apocalypse, or you have 6mm figures, or you have Titanicus around, or anything like that, give these rules a shot. They're easy to use, fun, they're quick, and they're fairly detailed. And one of the best things about them, or I guess two of the best things about them, the first one about the things about these rules is that it's alternating action. So for instance, let's say I activate this guy to go. I have to give him a movement order, a hidden movement order. That's his little token. Okay, it's my turn. Okay, this guy is going to advance. So I advance him up and I shoot him at a target. And once I do that, or I advance him up and I shoot him, once I do that, it's somebody else's turn. It's the other player's turn to target a unit and move them up. And you just go back and forth. So it's an alternating activation, which I really like. Another thing is you don't have that turn one annihilation that you have in 40k or even 30k, where, you know, the Emperor's Children player goes first and their firepower takes down a Titan, half a squad, you know, several tanks, and now when it's my turn, I have hardly anything on the table. No, every unit, like up here, we've already done a couple of combats, every unit generates these tokens. And at the very last phase of the game, we figure out what happens. So everything gets to actually move. At least in turn one, everything gets to fire in its turn before it is removed from the table. Anyway, if you have any comments, I hope you like this. I'll show you the units in more detail when we have some more time. I have plenty of stuff to show. Let me know what you think. Right, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.